Hello friends, Running Kimono here. So today's video, not such great news. 150 Walgreens in the US next spring, so spring of 2024, are going to be closing in the US. The list of the stores right now is unknown. A lot of the details are still up in the air. I'm sure they're going to hire, some really big hotshot auditing firm to see which stores are not performing and the stores that are performing, and then make decisions from there. I know that a lot of Walgreens, specifically in California, closed recently, so because of like shoplifting and all those rules over there. But this is the story from USA Today. A lot of news agencies released the story on July the 1st, which was a Saturday. Walgreens to close 150 stores across the U.S. as pharmacy chains faces emerging challenges. Pharmacy chain Walgreens plans to close 150 of its locations in the U.S. and 300 more in the United Kingdom. I think the counterpart of Walgreens in the UK is called Boots. I might be wrong, but I think that's it. The parent company is Walgreens Boots Alliance, and Boots is apparently a really big pharmacy chain over there in the UK. Um, if you want to go on to USA Today, all the details are there. It's not a very big story because they don't have a lot of the details other than 150 stores, which is enough to get to make a headline and to get a lot of people, shaking in their boots, literally. Especially if you are, working at head office, or even, like if your store is going to close, how is that going to affect all the cashiers at that store? I know that Walgreens acquired a lot of Rite Aid stores, and in especially like smaller towns, one thing I do notice is that sometimes the Rite Aid is right across the street from a Walgreens, and I always thought that was weird. So maybe the store that's getting the most amount of prescriptions, that's the one they'll keep open. Of course, there's always some sort of audit, and they'll have to figure out, how this is going to go. And because this is happening in the spring, you know, how is it going to work with the store with liquidating the stuff? The staff, what kind of notice are they going to be given? If I was an employee at Walgreens, I wouldn't like this because it's like, the death march looming in front of your head. And especially if you have a young family, it's just that's hard news to digest. And especially when companies do this, like there may be a layoff or there will be a layoff, but we're not giving you any details. I think that kind of sucks. I'd rather, pull the band aid off than just to leave a band aid on your hand. I don't like that. I think it's a bad management style. But this is what I keyed in. The company has not announced which locations which will be closed, and did not immediately respond to a request for comment from USA Today because they would probably grill them with more questions. The closings are expected to occur before the end of Walgreens' 2024 fiscal year in May of 2024. So next spring, we're probably going to see some stores close. And then again, they're 59% below previous year's profit, and that probably has a huge thing to do with it. And I really don't know what to think of this. I think the last time they had a really big closure of a bunch of stores, it was before the pandemic, and I think it was either 200 or 300 stores. I probably made a video on it on then. But definitely visit USA Today's website for more of this, or just Google, Walgreens closure. I know in Southern California, where there's very rampant shoplifting, a lot of Walgreens just completely shut their doors. Going through a store closure recently, one of the Rite Aids near where I live closed, and basically what they did at that location was they liquidated all of the merchandise to like the other 10 stores in the area. So they, of course, had to do a bit of driving, but managers were showing up, and if they needed like Tide or whatever, they would get it for their storage room. But yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. Am I surprised by this? No. But Walgreens is the biggest pharmacy in the United States. Very popular store for couponers, for shoppers. And how is this going to affect small town USA, where everybody gets their prescription at this location? Is that what's going to be closing? Or is it going to be in bigger towns where there's, 15 on one strip? there's a lot of that, especially in southern Michigan, in the bigger cities, Detroit, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, a lot of towns, you just drive down a strip, there's like 6 Walgreens. So is it going to be one of those, or is it going to be ones that are near another pharmacy? Well, we'll have to wait and see. In the comments down below, let me know your thoughts, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.